Eden is no longer home. The place where humanity once walked freely with God now stands behind them. What lies ahead is a world of uncertainty, a world of struggle, a world where something invisible has been broken. Sin has entered, and nothing will ever be the same again. But even before leaving Eden, Adam and Eve tried to fix the problem themselves. Genesis tells us, they sewed fig leaves together and made coverings for themselves. This is humanity's first response to guilt. Hide it. Cover it. Fix it. But there is a problem. Fig leaves don't last. They dry. They break. They cannot truly cover what has happened inside. Because the real problem was never physical. It was spiritual. Something inside humanity had changed. Guilt, shame, separation, and no human solution could fully repair it. Then something unexpected happens. In Book of Genesis 3:21, we read, "The Lord God made garments of skin for Adam and his wife and clothed them." This is the first time in the Bible that God provides something for humanity after the fall. But this verse raises a serious question. Where did the skin come from? For God to make garments of skin, an animal had to die. This is the first time death appears in the Bible, not as punishment directly on Adam and Eve, but as something that covers them. The text does not describe the event in detail, but many theologians believe this may represent the first sacrifice, an innocent life, given to cover human guilt. Important to understand, this is an interpretation, but it fits a pattern that appears throughout the Bible. The Hebrew word for garments is Kethoneth. It refers to a tunic, a full body covering, not partial, not temporary, complete. This is very different from fig leaves. God replaces a temporary human solution with a complete covering. Think about this in real life. When people make mistakes, they often try to hide them, pretend everything is fine, cover things up. But the deeper issue remains. Sometimes, the solution has to come from outside. Not something we create, but something we receive. This moment in Genesis reflects that truth. From this moment forward, a pattern begins. In Book of Leviticus 17:11, we read, "For the life of a creature is in the blood. It is the blood that makes atonement." The idea is clear. Life, given to cover sin. This concept continues throughout the entire Bible. But here is the deeper mystery. Why would God choose this method? Why not simply forgive instantly? Why introduce sacrifice at all? We will explore that in the next episode, because the answer reveals something profound about justice and mercy. Archaeology tells us something interesting. Ancient civilizations in the Near East also practiced animal sacrifice. This is historically verified. But there is a key difference. In many cultures, sacrifices were made to appease unpredictable gods, to gain favor, or avoid punishment. But in the Bible, the idea is different. It is not about feeding God. It is about covering sin, a moral and relational restoration. This distinction is important. Many scholars believe this moment in Genesis points forward to something greater, a future act of sacrifice, a complete and final covering. But at this point in the story, that future is still unknown. All Adam and Eve know is that God has provided what they could not. Now humanity steps into a new world, a world outside Eden, a world where life will be harder, but also a world where the story continues, a story of loss, but also of hope. But before Eden is completely left behind, something else appears. Something powerful. Something mysterious. The entrance to the garden is now guarded by beings unlike anything described before, and a weapon of fire. What were they protecting? And why could humanity never return? That mystery is what we uncover in the next episode.